Okay, imagine this. It's 1996. You've got a 17-year-old, basically Hollywood royalty, right?
Hmm.
She secretly auditions for this massive movie, like a $50 million blockbuster sequel, stars her own stepfather. And
Wow.
she gets the part, wins it fair and square. It's the ultimate golden ticket, yeah.
You'd think so, the guaranteed fast track.
And she just says no. Flat out refuses to take it.
Welcome to Starscope Report.
Where we break down all the Hollywood drama, the industry shakeups, you name it.
And today, that refusal, that no, we're calling it the Penny Lane precedent. We're doing a deep dive into this one specific choice Kate Hudson made.
A choice that, honestly, probably armed her against this whole Nepo baby conversation that's everywhere now.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about the actual film she walked away from. Spoiler, it was a huge bomb she managed to sidestep.
And why choosing that harder path, going independent, was maybe the single most important decision of her entire career.
Yeah, if you think Hollywood success is just about who you know or just luck, this story might make you think again.
It's such an interesting look at, managing your own narrative from day one.
Exactly. And, when you hear her now talking about the whole Nepo baby label, sounding kind of unbothered.
Right, she says, I don't really care.
That's not just arrogance, I don't think. It feels like an earned perspective. It really stems from this foundational choice she made, like decades ago.
Okay, so let's set the scene properly. Because the family connection here it's everything to understanding the situation she was in.
Oh, totally. You really can't overstate it. Her mom is Goldie Hawn, Academy Award winner.
Legend.
Biological dad, Bill Hudson, musician. And then Kurt Russell, obviously screen icon, is her stepdad who raised her. She's pure Hollywood royalty.
Which means instant access, but also, instant massive scrutiny.
Right. And so when this whole Nepo baby discussion blew up recently, her response was interesting.
Yeah, what did she say exactly?
Well, she sort of leaned into it, calling her family a storytelling family, saying acting is in our blood.
Okay, fair enough.
But then she deflected, saying, nepotism is actually way more common in other fields, like business or modeling, kind of minimizing it in Hollywood.
Playing it cool.
But that cool confidence, I think, comes from knowing she dealt with the privilege question head on. Very early. This isn't just about turning down one role.
It's about rejecting a pre-written story for her career.
Exactly. Some of our sources call it the Rosetta Stone moment for her career. The point where she decided, nope, I'm carving my own path.
Which makes any success she had later feel earned, verifiably hers.
It totally set the stage. It wasn't about dodging the label itself, maybe, but about building up the credibility to withstand it when it inevitably came.
So that big decision point, 1996. What was the actual movie?
Okay, so the film was the sequel, Escape from L.A., big sci-fi action flick.
Oh, right, with Snake Plissken.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Her stepdad, Kurt Russell, back in his iconic role. But here's the kicker.
Yeah.
He wasn't just the star. He co-wrote it. He was a producer. This was like a major Russell family project.
So offering her a part in it, that's about as direct and nepotistic opportunity as you can get, right? A built-in debut.
Pretty much. But here's the really crucial detail, and Hudson herself confirmed this not long ago.
What's that?
She didn't just get offered the role out of the blue. She actually went through the process. She said, quote, I went in and auditioned and got that part.
Okay, wait. That changes things.
Right. It means she earned it on some level. She won the role in the room.
So her rejection wasn't because she couldn't cut it. It was purely strategic.
Exactly. Based on the long game.
But hold on. If she was good enough to audition and actually get the part, couldn't she have just taken it? Done a great job, used the huge platform, and maybe overcome the Nepo tag that way? Just own it.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And apparently, even as a teenager, she saw the problem with that logic.
Which was?
She knew instinctively it wouldn't matter how good her performance was. The headline, the story, would always be, Kurt Russell's daughter gets part in Kurt Russell's movie. Full stop.
Ah, the perception trap.
Totally. Her exact thinking, she said, was, do I want to be defined by being Kurt's daughter who got this part? No. Just incredibly clear-eyed for a 17-year-old.
Wow. That's prioritizing your long-term narrative over a massive immediate boost.
She knew even if she was amazing in the role, people wouldn't see the merit first. They'd see the connection. By walking away, she basically performed her first big act of brand management for Kate Hudson, the actresses.
Ensuring that whatever came next had to be seen as independent.
Precisely. And as it turns out, that savvy strategic move, it was also just incredibly lucky.
How so?
Because she didn't just avoid a tricky narrative problem, she dodged an absolute train wreck of a movie.
Okay, Escape from L.A. I remember it being kind of,
Meh, it's putting it mildly. Now, the role she apparently got
Yeah.
strongly suggested it was Utopia,
Utopia. Who's that?
the president's rebellious teenage daughter. Kind of a key character. A.J. Langer ended up playing her.
Okay, so that would have been her big screen debut. In that role, in that film.
Tied directly to what became a financial and critical disaster. Let's just break down the numbers a bit.
Lay it on me.
The budget was $50 million, which, back in '96.
Yeah, that was serious money. A huge investment.
And the box office.
Yeah.
Utterly devastating. It only scraped together about $25.5 million in the U.S. Worldwide, maybe $42 million total.
Oof. Against a $50 million budget. Plus marketing.
Yeah, estimates are it lost the studio something like $25 million. That's not just a flop. That's a certified bomb, the kind that kills careers.
And critically, I seem to remember it wasn't exactly beloved.
No. Very mixed reviews, leaning negative. It currently sits at like 55% rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. People found it cynical, kind of messy, just forgettable, really.
So had she taken the part, her big intro to the world would have been this, like, toxic cocktail.
Exactly. Think about the branding. Kate Hudson, daughter of Goldie and Kurt, debuts in the critically panned $25 million Losing Mom Escape from L.A.
Yeah, that's rough. Really hard to bounce back from that, famous parents or not.
Almost impossible for a young actor's first major credit. So by saying no, she got this incredible double win.
Strategic win over the Nepo narrative.
And just sheer luck, dodging a career-killing flop.
Okay, but that meant she had to take the slow route instead, right? The harder path. What did that actually look like?
It meant entering what we could call her scrappy years, basically from '96 through to '99.
What was she doing?
Well, first, she deferred going to NYU, which she'd gotten into. Then she just started building a resume, really quietly, trying to fly under the radar.
So no big studio movies right away.
Nope. Think smaller steps. She did a guest spot on TV, on Party of Five, just showing she could work, be professional.
Okay.
Then her actual film debut is this tiny, little scene independent film called Desert Blue in 1998.
An indie film. Interesting choice. Why that, do you think?
Well, indies are usually about the performance, right? Not star power. It's about character, about craft. Exactly what she needed to establish on her own terms.
Makes sense. Building credibility from the ground up.
Then she followed that with a supporting part in another indie-ish ensemble comedy, 200 Cigarettes. Remember that one?
Vaguely. Who was she in that?
She played Cindy, the klutzy virgin.
Okay. That's about as far from a slick sci-fi action hero's daughter as you can get.
Right. It's the total opposite of the expensive, cynical sequel she turned down. She was showing versatility, playing someone relatable, kind of awkward in these smaller, character-focused films.
Proving she could actually act, not just show up.
And what's fascinating is this crappy path, it actually lined up perfectly with her parents' own philosophy.
Really? So it wasn't like rebellion against them?
Not at all. It was more like obedience, in a way. Goldie and Kurt were apparently very clear with their kids. You have to cut your own way. They demanded that independence.
Huh. I didn't know that. There's even that story about Goldie Hawn blocking Kate from a TV role when she was even younger, right? In high school.
Exactly. To make sure she had a normal life first. They clearly understood the dangers of too much fame too soon, especially if it felt unearned.
So Kate turning down Escape from L.A. was basically her showing them, okay, I get it, I'll do it my way.
It was the ultimate proof she'd internalized that lesson. She insisted her success, when it came, couldn't be tied directly to their coattails.
And that approach, that commitment to the harder path,
Yeah.
it eventually paid off, right? Big time.
Oh, spectacularly. Just 4 years after turning down Snake Plissken's daughter.
2000. She's 19, maybe 20.
Yep. She lands the role of Penny Lane in Cameron Crowe's Almost Famous.
Ah, Penny Lane. Iconic. That was the game changer.
Absolutely. Total critical smash hit. She wins the Golden Globe, gets nominated for the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress.
Yeah.
Suddenly, everyone knows who Kate Hudson is for her work.
And think about the contrast between the two projects.
It's incredible, isn't it? She says no to this cynical $50 million studio sequel designed for profit.
And says yes to the soulful, heartfelt, character-driven original movie.
A film that critics absolutely adored. Like 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was all about character and a feeling. The exact opposite of Escape from L.A.
And the crucial thing is, those scrappy years were what made Penny Lane possible for her.
Totally. Imagine if she had auditioned for Penny Lane with Escape from L.A. on her resume. the bad reviews, the box office stench.
Yeah, she wouldn't have seemed like this fresh, exciting discovery.
Exactly. She arrived in that audition room untainted, having built credibility in smaller roles. She got Penny Lane purely on merit. That strategic no 4 years earlier directly enabled this career-defining yes.
Which brings us back to her current stance on the whole Nepo baby thing. It's kind of a paradox, right? Because she's also mentioned that her family name wasn't always a help.
Yeah, that's a good point. She said sometimes directors or producers actually didn't want to hire her.
Why not?
They were apparently worried that her parents, Goldie and Kurt, would somehow become what the movie was about, that their fame would overshadow the project.
So pressure to live up to the name, but also sometimes penalized for it.
Exactly. Which just makes that 1996 decision seem even smarter, even more necessary for her own sanity and career trajectory.
It really reframes her current attitude, doesn't it? When she says things like, if you work hard and you kill it, it doesn't matter.
It's not really denying the privilege she was born with. It's more like a summary of her entire strategy built on that one moment.
She's one of the few people in that position who can literally point to a fork in the road where she was offered the easy, guaranteed path.
Linked directly to family power.
And she deliberately chose the much harder, uncertain one. Fundamentally refused the easy button.
Her whole professional story hinges on that no. Saying no to the big family studio movie made this space for her to earn the yes for Almost Famous.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it, about your own career, or anyone's. Are the most important moments the opportunities you take?
Or are they the ones you have the foresight and the courage to strategically refuse?
That's definitely something to think about. A really provocative final thought.
Indeed. Sometimes walking away from what looks like a sure thing is the smartest move you can make.
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.